Hello guys, welcome back to Aeroland episode number 5. In this episode I am building a small lake with a quay following the path alongside the water. So I'm starting with lowering the ground low enough to fill it up with water. So I wanted to make like a quay, but the downside is if you already placed a path, then you can only lower the floor from a certain distance from the path, and you can see this very hard straight line about a meter away from the path, and that's the furthest, the closest you can lower the ground to the pathway, and that's kind of annoying because I just wanted to have a simple wall. But now I was forced to make it thicker than a simple wall, which eventually is not something bad. It ended up looking very good. So at first it was like a downside, but eventually it turned out to be something pretty good. So here I'm trying to find something to fill up the space, and I found this pillar, and I just placed 3 next to each other, but I didn't want to have the dark tiles mix up, so I just flipped one around. And here I'm just copying that same thing over and over, but I wanted to add a few more details, so I deleted them and I added a lantern and a spotlight on each one of them. And I just copied that over, and oh yeah, I forgot I added the rings as well. So I duplicated this one and I removed the lantern on the second one, so I could duplicate each one after another, and I won't have that many lanterns, but just enough. And I wanted the quay to follow the bend of the path quite nice, so I turned off the angle snap and I turned each individual piece pretty exact. So I'm a guy who really pays attention to the details, and if this quay is not following the path correctly, then I'll just be annoyed by it every time I see it. So this is one of those small things I just wanted to have look good, and the same thing goes for this piece of land sticking out. I could not lower the ground and stuff, so I just covered it up with a few rocks so you wouldn't see it. And those are the only rocks I've placed so far, but I'll probably eventually add some more rocks along the quay, because it actually adds some more detail, and it just looks good and fitting to have some of these rocks. So this ended up looking pretty awesome. And I wanted to have like an end piece for the quay, and like a small tower where the quay begins and ends. So those are the 2 small square boxes I built. And this was so annoying. I wanted to have a smooth ramp going up slightly, because I want to have more different elevated terrains in this park. But I just couldn't get the I just couldn't get it to look right. So this took me quite a while, and I'll just skip through it fast for you guys because this is not that interesting. So I finally got the path in place, and it's time to add a small pier. And I wanted to make like this small pier going over the water where people could sit down and eat while sitting next to the water, so to speak. So yeah, it's not very big, but it's nice. And at first I wanted to have it like on poles, but the paths are pretty thick. They're like half a meter thick, and it was basically already right on the water. So I decided to just use poles instead. First I wanted to have walls for the first bit, but as you can see, the paths are already pretty much directly on top of the water. And I wasn't sure what fences to use over here. I wanted to use wooden fences, but I don't think they look very good in this area. So I decided to use different ones. I decided to use the iron fences you saw before this. I tried many different colors and stuff, and I even tried the big iron fence. This is the pole I was talking about, but it just doesn't look right, so I decided to just make the pier out of stone. I just couldn't find the right color with wooden fences, so that's the reason I chose the iron fences instead. At a certain point I was just like, okay, you know what, never mind. And it doesn't look too bad. So there aren't really any tables in the game. So I decided to make my own like wooden picnic table out of the plank pieces which are in the game. And it's relatively simple. I just I wanted to have like an X as the legs of the table, but the angle was not big enough or small enough, depends on what way you look at it, to create the X. So I decided to make like 4 legs instead. And it actually ended up looking pretty nice. And I just placed that Pizza Hut over there just so guests would walk up here, and I wanted to see them sit down, but I couldn't have any of the guests sit. There are 2 people sitting down over there, but I wanted to have them sit down so I could see if the tables were high enough, but it took too long for a guest to actually get there, so I just duplicated them instead. I was like, okay, it'd probably be good. To have a finishing touch, I added this small rowing boat at the side, but that was the last thing I did, so I'm going to switch over to the live commentary part and see you in a bit. Hey guys, so this is the live commentary part, This episode I've built this nice quay and it ended up looking very, very, very awesome. I really like how it looks. I'm just really glad how it turned out. And at first I was kind of upset that it had to be this wide, but I think it actually looks kind of good to have like this big quay wall, so to speak. So yeah, I've built this quay and I started to build this pier over here, and I really like the general idea that when you just walk around the water you'll probably get thirsty or hungry when you're walking here in the sun, and you can stop here. You can simply stop here and buy some food and then sit down and eat and enjoy the weather. So I just placed this small facility over here, the pizza shop, so people would actually have a reason to walk here, to walk alongside the water, just to see how the area looks while people are walking here. So the only reason all these guys are coming here is because of this pizza place. So in the next episode I will be expanding this pier. We'll probably make this like a big building with a watchtower which keeps an eye over the harbor to see if there's any ships coming in and stuff like that. Probably something like that, and yeah, that's the plan for the next episode. Anyways guys, if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel for more content in the future, and yeah, I hope to see you next time. Peace out.